What's up and welcome to Xanon Clan. Today we're going to be looking at a couple of attacks and they are going to be some beauties. Oh yeah, I love it. So we got some loot coming in here for you today. Show you how me and my boy Tristan from Farout Falls pull it all off for you. So without further ado, we'll just jump straight into our lovely loot runs. And as you can see, I am upgrading the traps at the moment, but we'll ignore that for now and here we go. So the first base we stumble across here today is one of these lovely inactive bases. It does have a couple of loots in the collectors, but we are actually going to be able to 100% this base completely and take everything. We just open up, we have 3 golems. I had a loot train for just trialing out some actual specific, attacks, but once I saw this base I thought, shit, I'm going ham. So I start opening up with 2 golems there and using a little funnel there with the wizards, drop the queen in. Second golem comes out because I want to push in hard to that section where the queen is and the king, so I figure that they're going to take a lot of damage in that point in time. Rage them up there, queen goes in no time. We start moving around throughout that whole base section there, and I figure those golems are going to do absolutely nothing on that side section, so I need to redirect them with that jump. And luckily they ended up not going out to the left there and pushed into the center, which is exactly where the Tesla farm was, clearly intentional. At this point I also started surgically deploying a few hogs on that side. Not really timed exactly well. I could have had that golem tanking for them for quite a large period of time, but I thought at this point in time I was so far through the base, had 3 golems up still. Queen was going strong, had wizards, witches all in the center of the base there. At this point in the raid I started putting out those cleanup troops on the side, a couple of balloons, wizards. Maybe should have done one a little bit behind so that they didn't all hit that one air bomb together, but there just wasn't enough left for him to be able to take out what I had, which is only actually like a golem and 2 wizards in the end of the day, but that seemed to be enough to finish the rest of the base off, which was exactly what my storages wanted back home. And we'll quickly finish off the last couple of structures here and you'll be able to see the lovely loot that we acquired, which totaled out to be 700k gold and 600k elixir and 4k dark elixir. I think we're going to find a similar story with this second attack here. Oh, it's even better than the one before. Dear God.
What is love? Baby, don't hurt me. Don't hurt me no more. Baby, don't hurt me. Don't hurt me no more.
Here we go! So when I saw this base, it was a must-win scenario. Oh my god. That is a total of at least 800k, both gold and elixir, and 4k dark elixir if I was going to get the loot bonus for 100%ing this. Absolutely fantastic. So we actually did a weird kind of a funnel out on the side there where I actually could have just used the minion, but I was sort of freaking out a little bit, as you would if you saw that much loot. But my queen walk was going well up the top there. She's not getting hit too hard by too much point defenses at the same time. The giants were taking a turret down the bottom there for me. She's slowly moving into the queen, and she actually has the 2 cannons hitting her, which will turn into the 1 and then the queen. So I did have to drop the poison to avoid having to use the rage spell in that location. I then proceeded to drop in a couple of funneling troops up the top there, as I was going to open in on that side there. Again, with this one there's no expos because they haven't been reloaded. It's an inactive base, but still there are defenses I have to get through if I want that 100%, which I did, clearly. So I've got the P.E.K.K.A.s and the giants down there, and unfortunately the P.E.K.K.A.s decided to go around the base, but it actually didn't turn out to be such a bad idea. They cleared a couple of buildings and started tanking a few buildings down the bottom there. whilst I raged the queen and the wizards in the center there, they broke through and the healers swapped and started healing out the giants, and I figured at this point in time I could actually use these P.E.K.K.A.s that weren't getting hit that hard and drop those hogs, like a couple individually, circularly, like they could take a couple of hits from a couple of defenses and take them out and keep these P.E.K.K.A.s going around the whole base. And that sort of gave me room to using my heal spell on my wizards in the center, which were copying a little bit of damage at that point in time. I just wanted to make sure they were going to make it through the whole base. The queen was getting hit pretty hard at that point in time, and the healers had only swapped back. So popped the ability there, and everything was still going quite well. The healers stayed on to the queen, which is exactly what I needed. I had 2 P.E.K.K.A.s left at this point in time that were breaking through the walls. A couple of hogs jumping over, and everything was going exactly to plan. But unfortunately, I just didn't have enough to take out that last building. The queen was hitting the hardest wall she possibly could, and that was that. 99% isn't too bad. I got all the loot that I needed. We'll leave you with one more attack today, guys, and it'll be Tristan from Farout Falls. So he opens up with a Queen Walk type build, but he's actually using 8 giants. The healer's keeping them up whilst they're taking the initial point damage here. Opens a little bit of funneling, and he looks like he's going to mass deploy all of those Valks into the same compartment. Drop the rage down and the jump and land straight on top of that queen. The Valks will instantly lock onto her, and already gone. That's how it's done. Drops another rage through the center there, guys, and that'll keep all of those buildings absolutely pulverized. Another jump to get him down into the bottom compartment of the base. The Valks don't even bother about it because they've got the rage up top to break him through another set of walls. Healers, a couple left from the air defenses, under a rage, keeping at least 6 to 7 Valks up the top there alive, and the rest of the base is pretty much toast from now on. So if you've liked the video today, guys, please leave a like and comment. Any sort of feedback will help me out. See if I'm on the right track with what I like to do here, guys, and I'll catch you all next time.
White coats and clever minds will choose. You get a lot from this.